Welcome, YouTube viewers. We're trying to stream on YouTube for the first time ever. So hashtag YouTube Gaming. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully not terribly. Well, for one thing, it would help if the YouTube viewers could actually hear what I was saying by turning the audio on. Awesome. We're off to a good start here tonight. Erik, how are you and your new dog, Mr. Barky Von Schnauzers?
Well, he is barking a lot, and as is his wont. But, just trying to, given that he's only 9 weeks old right now, I'm going to be trying to concentrate on the board and also concentrate on making sure he doesn't make that characteristic squat that puppies who, aren't fully house-trained are wont to make.
Word. I understand exactly what that means. Anything else going on?
You didn't correct him on the dog's name.
Yeah, I know.
Ajax. Actually, can I flip on the video?
Yeah. We'll see if it... Everyone's faces are about to get shifted, so just don't be surprised, guys.
They get the Skype call to actually... Alright, there we go. Come on. Here we go. Eep.
Hi, Barky Von Schnauzers.
Yes, here he is.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. He'll be my... I should get like a bonus to hunting during this session for bringing him along, right?
Alright, you know what? Done. You can have a +5 to hunting while in Salisbury.
Bam.
Alright.
Alright. Kroama, how are you doing this week? It's been like 3 weeks, so tell us.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Kingmaker over yet?
We've actually been having some problems getting Kingmaker running recently because my schedule shifted because I finally got picked up by a veterinary clinic to be able to work there.
Gee, I wouldn't know anything about an RPG group having trouble getting together.
Yeah. But so yeah, I started working as a veterinary assistant at a vet clinic, so that's nice. Still in training though.
Oh, now I know who to ask about all of the many problems I'm going to be having.
No. Veterinary assistant, not veterinarian, so.
Alright.
My job's just to make it easier for them.
Let me ask you a question, Kroama, because I have started watching a new anime. Close your ears, non-anime listeners who are annoyed by this. I'll wave my hands on screen so you know when you can start listening again. I've been... Kai immediately starts waving his hands. I just started watching this show called Roka, Flowers of the Six Braves. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, the Six Braves.
Yeah,
it's
the murder mystery one. Holy crap, man. They are playing a game of brinksmanship there. I was about to start waving my hands on screen because I wanted to show the brinksmanship by doing one over another. Man, I've never seen a murder mystery anime before, and one that goes multiple episodes. You know, normally it's like Clue, where it's like, oh, it's over in an hour and a half. No, they're like 5 hours in, and it's still strong. I'm like, I still don't know. The evidence is piling up, and they're all the murderer.
It's surprising because I wasn't really expecting a murder mystery to start with.
Oh,
watching it.
Yeah, man. When you start off watching, you're like, okay, it's going to be a cool adventure anime, kind of normal for the thing. And then I was like, wow, the setting is incredible. It's like South America. There's some Mayan and some Aztec. There's plateaus and a star field. It's crazy. And then it's like, no, it's not your average anime. We're about the Valverde view. Shit got real as shit. All right. That's what I have to talk about. You're watching it too. Hopefully you're enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, I'm going to wave my hands. Hey, you can start watching again, non-anime viewers. Yes. Kai, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty well. Got back from, the camp, the fantasy camp I was at for a week or so. It was just this big camp where you went to see people like you who play games like Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, things like this.
Cool.
It was a full week-long camp. We did theatrical sword play, programming, all that sort of cool stuff.
I bet you were ahead of the curve for most people because, as we just mentioned, it's almost September 1st, which means this particular group has been together for almost a year. Wow. You know what? You should have rolled in there with gold chains, just told them your name was Smugly Fuckerton, and just been like, yeah, I know a little bit about role-playing, okay? I'm on a role-playing show.
Smugly.
Smugly Fuckerton, yeah. You know, of the Southampton Fuckertons. American heroes.
Are you named after the city or your family name?
They're the same thing. My family runs the city. Fuckerton, Southampton. You know. Alright, well, let's see what I have going on. I've been playing the crap out of Shadowrun Hong Kong. I just hit a brick wall. The brick wall is called decking. There's a level in it where when you go to initiate the mission, that's like 4 hours long. At the very beginning, it's like, make sure you bring a good decker with you. And I was like, I'm a good decker. I don't need the other professional decker on my team. I have a chain gun, and I can deck. I'm probably good enough. So, 4 hours in, I'm like, holy shit, I am not a good decker. Now I have to restart the entire mission and bring the good decker. It was bad. My hopes and dreams are crushed.
What was this from?
Shadowrun Hong Kong.
Oh.
Man, that game is intense. I'm 32 hours into it. And I also released a couple of new things on the YouTubes, including my reviews of anime, books, and webcomics, which you can find under the section called My Opinion About Things. Yeah. We're doing a lot of hand-waving today. Okay. Alright, I'm okay with hand-waving. So, I think we're good to go, right? Anybody got anything else to talk about? This has been the shortest introduction I've had in 3 weeks, which I think says a lot.
Within the past 2 weeks, I've actually been playing a lot of Trove, if you've heard of it.
I have! That's the thing by the people who made Rift. It's like Minecraft, but you
it's
blow
more
everything
adventure.
up. Yeah, it's like
I tried it. It's
Warcraft.
I tried it. It was fun. It worked well, but it was just really boring to me.
I'm still going strong, so.
Oh, and I like the leveling system of you can jump as many times as your level.
I'm more interested in that it saves your appearance between each class, as like it lets you make different guys.
Yeah, that's just a common thing now. You can choose your styles instead of just the style of the armor you're wearing.
I like to think that came from Final Fantasy XI, man, because that was the best part about that game. You had one character, and it could be any class. You could switch between the classes. More importantly, you had a second subclass that was half the level of your first class that you could do crazy shit with. What's that? White mage, black mage? Yeah, that's a standard combination. You know, stacking your mages, big mana pool. You know what's not? White mage ninja! Dual-wield maces, motherfucker! Yeah. I was one of the first white mage ninjas on Bahamut. Word up.
Is it effective, though?
Okay, so there's a skill that's called Hexastrike. It's nearly impossible to get for one very simple... And this is back when the level cap was 75, kids. Okay. Now it's like 99 or 100. Anyway, this is a lot of expansions ago, way before Wings of Promathia. The level cap was 75, and you had to be level 75-ish in order to learn the skill. And there was no reason for any other class to learn it, because the only weapon that you could use Hexastrike on was a club. And there's no reason to use one-handed clubs for anybody else, because they suck. But for a white mage, clubs are the only motherfucking things you can use. And Hexastrike is an attack that hits 8 times. Now, every time you connect, you get enough, let's call them, I think it was called TP. You get a little bit of TP. And
Go back 1 second first. It's Hexastrike, correct?
Yep. Yes.
And it hits 8 times.
Yes, I know. I know. That checks out, actually.
Hex is 6.
I'm pretty sure...
Octagon is 8.
Is
okay,
8.
It hits a bunch of times. It might be 6. You know what? I'm going to have to Google it now. Holy shit. Hexastrike, Final Fantasy XI. It might only hit 6 times. Delivers a 6-hit attack. Okay, here's the important part. Each one of those hits would get enough technical points. If all 6 of them hit, you would have enough to cast Hexa Strike again. And if you're dual wielding, you're just like Hexa Strike, Hexa Strike, Hexa Strike, Hexa Strike. So you just sit there and you're constantly attacking, which no other class can do. Because no one else has a 6-hit combo. And so you're just like, bam, bam. You're not hitting for that much. And you might miss occasionally, but you keep hitting. And then if somebody hits you back, you're a white mage, so you're just like, oh, I'm full health. What's up? Come at me, bro.
Neat, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It was abusive. No one wanted to party with you because the only reason you have a white mage is to heal you. But for solo combat, it was incredible.
Nobody else likes you, but you can do it all yourself.
Oh yeah, no, it was terrible for parties. It was absolutely awful. There was no synergy. Yeah, it was terrible.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was definitely a solo build. Complete solo build. All right. Well, now I shall declare our introductions over. And we've had trouble getting the introductions to finish early. Actually, ever since this show took a break, it seems like we have like 30-minute introductions almost every single time. Last week we had a breakdown of Magic the Gathering. People were talking about their favorite decks, and I was like, we can't do this, guys. We got to get started at some point.
What? Which game was that?
Apocalypse World. Yep.
Sounds cheery.
No, Apocalypse World is great. I think they've murdered literally everyone they've met so far. No NPC has survived. Alright, so, last time on King Arthur Pendragon. Let's see what happened here. The year 498 started. To some small extent, there were some small, tiny reservations as to whether or not you should escort Merlin. Some people may have been like, let's kill him instead. But no! Eventually, you all came around. You escorted Merlin. He implied that the Countess Ridichan would betray Salisbury insofar as they would not ally with Salisbury. By the time you got back, they had indeed not exactly turned against Salisbury, but Ridichan had instead allied itself with King AL of the Saxons. They are preparing for summer raidings with their Saxon allies. You have emptied Salisbury of many of its peasants. Several thousand peasants are escorting you. A number of men-at-arms. Many lineage knights just emptying the countryside. Most of the castles are currently unfilled. And, yeah. Now, to be clear, there are quite a few knights left behind, but most of them are either old, or they're just, like, well-to-do knights who don't need the money from this raiding. And you have moved east into Silchester to help defend Silchester against the eastern raids, to ally Silchester and Salisbury together. Silchester has split into at least 2 or possibly more parts, as some people want to ally with AL, some people want to ally with certain dukes, and some people want to hook up with Salisbury. The primary Salisbury contingent is meeting up with Sir Blaine's, the steward of Levcomagus, in Levcomagus, to prepare a counterstrike against King AL. You have moved your Salisbury contingent north to cut off the Countess Ridichan, and I believe we left off with your 4,000-ish man army approaching a city from which there was smoke rising, and the Countess Ridichan's army has been spotted. Is this correct? I'm pretty sure I nailed all that, but you tell me.
I don't have a castle to fill.
Yeah, well, you're in deep.
I have no amendments to make.
So, my notes say Donington is the city, right?
Yes. Donington is a city near Lambourne Downs, in between Silchester and Ridichan. Let's throw it up on the map there, Alex. I'm going to have to zoom in quite a bit. There we go. Donington. Let me clear out all these dead Saxons. Apparently I just leave them on the map. So, you do see a fairly large army on the approach. But it is nowhere near as big as yours. Can I get an awareness check? Okay. Success, fail, and Caroline got a success. All right. Sir Sasha, Sir Caroline, you approximate that there are roughly 1,000 to 1,500 men down there. However, they are significantly better armed than your armies. They have a larger knight contingent. In fact, it's composed almost entirely of knights. More importantly, it is supported by some of the mercenary groups that you saw during your incursion into Ridachan, wherein most of your party died a horrible death. So almost everyone riding in this army probably has recent and a lot of battle experience from their battles against the de Wallingford brothers over the year. Can anyone make a heraldry check? I don't even know if you guys have heraldry.
3.
We do. It's like 2 or
Okay.
3.
Maybe it's one of those few families I've heard of. It is not.
Fishing for crits, huh?
Pretty much.
Fuzzy math. It's fuzzy math. Yeah, you see a lot of banners down there. You don't recognize any of them in particular. What is important is that at the front of the army, there is very obviously a woman leading them. And it would appear to be the ancient form of the Countess Ridachan. So what would you like to do? Your army, to be clear, is significantly larger than theirs, but theirs has a equipment advantage over yours. It would probably be an even battle-wise. However, you do have a numbers advantage.
And probably stand to take more losses anyway.
Probably should stay within the castles, then that's much more defensive.
What'd you say, Kai?
Just stay back and let them attack. The defense always has the advantage, so that's another advantage for us.
They currently hold Donington, so if you wanted to defend, you'd have to find a castle on the path back to Silchester, or fall back to Silchester itself.
Oh.
As I recall, we don't have very much siege equipment.
We didn't bring a lot.
Yeah, I have currently listed you have no siege equipment.
Yeah, we didn't bring it because we're not. We're
Purposely
defending.
left your siege equipment behind, and
defend.
Sir Marcus left behind his siege engineer, Felonius.
Okay.
Now, to give you an idea, on your side, the army has been cordoned off according to the 3 highest-ranking nobles. So, currently, Sir Sasha is expected to lead the vanguard, Sir Germain the Dragon is expected to lead the left flank, and Sir Alan is expected to lead the right flank. So that's who you have on your side leading the battalions. Germain and Alan are leading a contingent of 1,300 apiece, of which roughly 1/4 are knights.
And you said right now they're holding a city. Is it well defended?
They're like outside the city. It looks like they're getting ready to move. They may have raided the city because parts of it are on fire.
Oh, well, in that case, perhaps we should find a... so they're at the city right now, correct?
Correct. They're assembling on the southeast side, like preparing to move out.
Why don't we assemble our forces right across the ford there, or across the river? So, essentially force them to fight across the river to get to Silchester.
Don't we have the numbers advantage?
Well, we do have a numbers advantage, but if we can force them to either retreat or fight across inhospitable terrain, that's good for us.
All right. You're prepared to do this then?
As long as it's not some sort of bottleneck.
Okay.
It's forcing their army.
Yeah, it's forcing their army to cross the river, and it's a serious river. In response to your actions, they bring forth a surprising unit, which you did not catch before. They bring forth Londonese archers. These are urban men of London who have trained all their lives on longbows. Your force has few, if any, bows at all. And any bows you might have could be Irish kerns. This is a very serious professional military force. They can probably sit back and pummel you quite thoroughly.
I did bring 75 archers myself.
Yes. But they're the low-ranking archers, right?
Mercenaries.
Yeah. They have about 3 times that number.
All right.
And these guys are professional. So to be clear, in this time period, while you might be a mercenary, you probably don't train with the bow every day. However, in a city as large as London, that's the kind of place where you could get away with having a life entirely around killing people with a bow. It should be noted, however, that given the size of their army and the composition of it, they're probably using a lot of money here.
So we moved to try and make it so that they'll have to engage us at the river. They proceed to move their archers in a way that's really obvious that they'll be.
Yeah, they immediately, without even waiting to approach the river, they move the archers to the front. It's kind of like a threat. They're like letting you know that that's something they could do.
So we have to let them wade through the river until some of their forces come to the front first.
They don't seem to be approaching you. They just put the archers out front. How long are you willing to wait before you take another action?
I mean,
we have a bigger army, so that's more resources.
Yes. Seems like we just want to keep them from coming, so...
But, I mean, we can't stay here forever just waiting for them not to come. Is an issue.
I mean, question is, supply-wise, which of us is in a worse position?
They just raided a city. They're probably in good shape.
So it looks like we're going to have to go on the offense then?
On top of having a larger army, which means more resources to support. But we can't use the river because of the archers thing. We can't probably cross the river because it will be giving them the same advantage you saw it. Kai, you're really silent.
He just doesn't want to die again.
Come on, Kalim, offer your opinion.
I do not know. I think we should just fall back to the city. This does not seem like it advantageous for us.
Let us fall back a ways and then strike them when they are halfway across.
So they don't look like they're going to cross the river while we're anywhere nearby.
That's correct.
So we're not going to catch them half across.
So why don't we fall back to a point where we're out of range of if the archers are on their side of the river, but we can move up if it looks like they're moving across.
Again, we can do that, but the issue is that they'll be able to wait us out in this situation. They're not going to just move into a disadvantaged situation for themselves.
That's a good point. And while you're talking, a white flag goes up, and a man on horse begins riding up between the archers. He's wearing full, reinforced chainmail. He has his shield up. It's a very distinctive shield. Can you guys roll recognize?
Sure, let's fail.
You think you've seen this shield before, some of you.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's 1 from Colleen and a bunch of fails from everybody else. You have seen this shield before, Colleen, or at least you've heard of it. This is the shield of Sir Pestis. He's the leader of a band of knights. It looks like he's being sent with the white flag to discuss terms.
If you mention his name, I certainly will recognize it.
Do you mention his name?
Yes, I'll tell them.
Just want to make sure we're not going to be like, no, I don't tell them. I immediately pull out my bow and shoot him. He's dead.
I will ride forward to meet the
Oh, I have
like
conscious skill in.